right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Also right you are, Ken Rice. Thanks very much for joining us here in the Fan Cave. We're here talking sports with you on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook, which will be a busy thing going on this weekend for sure. Yeah. Bob Pompeani, Andrew Fillipponi here from 93.7 The Fan and his nationally broadcast show on CBS Radio over the weekends or whenever you fill in, which is a lot.
Well, thank you,
Kudos
Bob.
to you. You're very good at it, and I enjoy listening. We're here to take your calls. 412-575-2600. That is the number of the Bordas and Bordas hotline. You can also tweet us tonight at KD Pomp, at The Pony Show. We're going to begin by talking about Penguins because after an 8-9 day layoff, all of a sudden, hockey is back. And tomorrow, the Philadelphia Flyers will come to PPG Paints Arena to take on the Penguins. Last time these two teams met, it was 3-0. It was all Flyers. The Penguins had already checked out, it seemed, ready for their vacation. And they lost a game. 2 points is precious. And we'll find out what they can do tomorrow, but I suspect they'll be fine. But there are other issues. We're getting close to a trade deadline. Today on the Cook and Joe Show on 93.7 The Fan, Jim Rutherford was a guest, and he was blatantly honest like he always is.
Love it.
Very candid.
Straight shooter, Bob, just like you.
I love the fact that he can come out and do that.
Yeah,
Eddie Johnson was the same way. Eddie was almost to the point where he said, Eddie, stop. You're giving me too much now. But I love that about Jim Rutherford, and he was asked the questions that I think a lot of you would be asking. First and foremost, we're going to talk about whether or not he needs to go out and get somebody to add to this top 6 because of the injury to Jake Guentzel. I believe he does, but the cost may be, Andrew, a number 1 pick, which is this, by the way, this draft, according to many people, is a deep draft, a good draft, and the Penguins have given away in order to win now. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, do you? Or what did you make of it?
I love that the Penguins believe in putting the present ahead of the future. That it's all about 2020. Try to maximize your window to win with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. Bob, that's what I want the Pirates to do every once in a while. And the one time they do it, it's for Chris Archer, but that's beside the point. Look, Jim Rutherford said if you twist his arm, he'll give up his first-round pick. Bob, I don't think this team needs that kind of splashy move, though. I really like, sometimes the best deal is the one you don't make. And I kind of feel that way about this Penguins team.
I think they still need some punch up top. But without Guentzel, I am challenged sometimes to come up with guys who are going to put the puck in the net in critical playoff situations. And I would like to have one more.
And I agree with you on that, but I don't think they need a splashy Derek Brassard trade again. Where, okay, we'll give up our first-round pick to get him. We absolutely have to have him. Or what the previous regime did with Iginla. They've got great chemistry. They're buying into what Sullivan is doing. Yes, you're trying to replace a 40-goal scorer. But I think they're better. I like the under-the-radar moves. When they've won cups with Rutherford, it's been under the radar. Scuderi for Daly, Ron Hainsey, Justin Schultz. It was not the big sexy move. I like sexy, don't get me wrong. Okay,
well, here's the thing. They've already done some of those. Pettersson was an under the radar. Pettersson for Sprong at the time. People said, oh, Daniel Sprong has got
that was
so
a great
much
hockey
upside.
trade.
Yeah, very good hockey trade. And we see others. John Marino for a 6th-round pick, that was a steal, which leads me to the surplus. When you have a surplus of defensemen like they do, to me, you deal from your surplus. Justin Schultz is going to become unrestricted. Therefore, to me, he's on the block. If I can extract somebody like a Mike Hoffman, you know how I feel about him. Yeah. He's my pick.
Me too.
I think the Florida Panthers are very interested in dealing right now, and they need help defensively. Justin Schultz would help them, and I think Mike Hoffman would help here.
You're preaching to the choir. I actually talked to somebody with another NHL team who suggested that very trade. So you're on the right track here, Bob. And Florida leads the league in goals. Mm-hmm. They're the highest scoring team, but they can't keep pucks out of their own net. The Bobrovsky deal is blown up in their face.
Well, they have Spencer Knight, whom you may see by the end. Who knows? He's a young kid. He was a number 1 draft pick last year. He's a young kid.
That trade would help 2 playoff-bound teams. It would make Florida better. Behind Ekblad, they need another defenseman. And, yeah, you want to have defensemen. You might need 10 to get through a Stanley Cup playoffs. But I think what Rutherford could do is he could trade for Hoffman, and then on deadline day, you try to find your 7th and 8th defenseman with minor trades. Well, like Mark Streit, remember that? That was just a depth type of guy.
And he was just here just to fill in and help at that point. And, quite frankly, when Marino has shown what he has shown, which was a great trade, Pettersson, all of a sudden you got guys now who are moving up the food chain, so to speak. And you have other guys like Ruedel and Juuso Riikola, who's a really good player.
And
Those
Schultz
guys,
isn't going to resign.
No, he's not. Therefore, that's the guy I would try to move. But we'll see. He's a very good player, and they got him for a steal, as it turned out, as well. We have more to talk about with the Penguins. We'll also get into other topics here, including the Super Bowl. If you have Pirate Talks, whatever it is, let us know at 412-575-2600. That's the number to call. Your phone calls are next right here live on Pittsburgh CW.